Yeah, it's like the illest posse cut right here, man. Sean Watts on the track. Zeus, Don One, Rude Boy, Quill, The Gift, and yours truly, Fred Knoxxx. I'm 1 in a million with $1 million flow. Fred DiBiase got the power in it though. If it's a problem, let me know, or I suggest you let it go. Cause it ain't worth the problems that be knocking at your door, homie. Please don't make me hurt you. Disrespect the boss, ain't treated like Virgil. Cause when I write raps, it's beyond your price tag. He's a waste of man.
And welcome back, everybody, to Around the Bloxxx with Mike Knoxxx and the Z is Silent Wrestling Show. People, listen, you have heard all the rest. Now it's time to just frankly hear the best, because wrestling news has changed. It's like your girl's underpants, except for you're not good enough to buy her better looking underpants, so you keep shopping at Walmart. So we step in here to show you brothers and sisters how to shop, and that means how to be intelligent wrestling fans. People, my name is Mike Knoxxx, and as well I spell my name with 3 X's, because frankly, like the whore you dated, I am hardcore. And he may not have the shirt on today, but he's still my right man. He'll go get him. So I just let him introduce himself. Mr. Is it silent?
The Z is silent, aka Mr. Dice Man, aka Mr. Dice Man Holler, aka Mr. See Me on the Madden Sticks, Mr. aka Thanos Apprentice, Mr. aka Big Kithk.
Oh,
in the chat. Excuse me while I get my belt.
Okay, I don't see it. But he said the Madden Sticks. You know what? I'm gonna let him ride with that, because he does dominate when we play Madden, but I'm not scared of you suckers. Okay, you can bring that talk anytime you're ready to walk it. Okay, and I know you think you can walk it, but I've been talking it lately, so we're gonna get that on after this show is over, if I can avoid the bathroom. But listen, a lot to discuss today. Like I said, on this smorgasbord of wrestling news and information that's come out over the past weekend. We did an impromptu show last Thursday, which was just frankly, I thought was a good show to get some things off our chest, that wrestling fans get things off their chest about how they felt about all the releases that have been happening, Dice. But since then, we were privileged to have, to me, the best wrestling show on TV, SmackDown. Then we got a decent AEW Dynamite Friday night, that also came on. Then we were privileged also, those who don't know, NWA Power had their pay-per-view last night, while I sat here and wasted my 8 hours or however long it was watching Floyd Mayweather fight the Paul guy. I don't know which one it is. It's like, which one are you? That's how I feel about these brothers. I don't know which one is which. I just don't care enough to know which one is which. So which one are you? Paul took on Floyd Mayweather last night. And then a couple, again, wrestling news is upon us as well, Dice. In the world of professional wrestling, let's just go ahead and start off with the pay-per-view. Let's be respectful, okay? And start with the pay-per-view that took place last night. And even last night, it was actually yesterday in the daytime this pay-per-view took place. Dice, do you have the results up?
You talk about the zombie thing, right?
Well, yeah, we had the whole, it was the NWA Presents When Our Shadows Fall was the pay-per-view. And we had friend of the program wrestled last night, including JTG was on the program last night. We had the Pope, on the card.
He's my favorite.
Night.
He's my favorite guy that's not in the mains. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Pope has been he's been my favorite that's not in WWE ever since he's got out of WWE. Right next to my guy, Mr. Pouch. Monty Brown.
He left for good reason, so we let that man let him go. So Monty Brown, you're right. But listen, I'm frankly been honest with you guys. I've been a Punk fan since from Big Bear, California. I just heard him on the microphone one time with Irvin, whatever that dude's name was from the mountains, and I was just like, yo, this dude is money to me. I feel like some of the best microphone workers WWE's ever had that have been of our color complexion don't stay long in WWE. Right? Yeah, they're all gone relatively quickly. quickly. And what's going on to the people checking out there? Derek checking in, Mad Dog, Matt Kelly checking in. Appreciate it. Share it, like, subscribe also to the Unpopular Review and Around the Blocks of Mike Knoxxx, Z is Silent podcast. But this pay-per-view took place. A lot of people didn't know about it. But so if you're a wrestling fan, if you checked it out, if you saw it, let us know in the comments, comment below, and let us know what you thought about this pay-per-view. So I'm going to just dive into the show that is the show of the wrestling shows, in my opinion. I believe in Dice's as well, and that is SmackDown. Dice, your thoughts on this past Friday Night SmackDown? Go ahead.
JTG defeated Fred Rosser. That's Darren Young, right?
Yes,
that's Darren Young's running.
Yes,
okay,
yes.
Yeah, I thought so. Okay,
that was a big thing, especially with it being Pride Month that took place. It's actually I'm not gonna lie, I only saw 2 matches. I saw this one and I saw Trevor Murdoch's match, former of WWE, which he got robbed in that title against Nick Aldis, in my opinion. So I saw the main event and I saw JTG and Fred Rosser, and I had to watch a JTG friend of the program, and if forever made rest in peace, Shaq, the Beast Gaspar as well. But I do think it's something worth watching. I'm actually a fan of NWA Power. And itself, frankly, it's the first wrestling federation I've ever fell in love with was NWA. So for me, it holds weight, and especially that television title, is my favorite title of all time. So, but SmackDown, man, and I come back to this, and I can't wait to talk about the Hurt Business, the shirt I got on today. Roman Reigns is the best wrestler in the world, and frankly, I think he is the best heel that wrestling has seen. When Orton doesn't want to be Orton, right? When Orton's the kind of wrestler that when Orton wants to do it, there's nobody better than him, right? But Orton melds it in and calls it in. Oh, Terry Mena on the
Terry Mena.
Okay.
Terry Mena
but
on deck.
He is truly, in my opinion, right now, not just the best wrestler in the world, but the best heel in the world. Your thoughts?
In the past, how many years?
I'm going to say 4 off the top of the dome.
Would you put Bray Wyatt in there?
I think he's above Bray Wyatt. And I have reasons I can say why, right?
Okay, let's get into it.
We talked about last week about why certain people don't like Bray Wyatt and there's certain gimmicks, right? Some people can't suspend the disbelief as wrestling fans, right? So with Roman, it's kind of all believable, right? The things that he say, the pot shot that he takes, the arrogance of it. I haven't seen no one. To me, the ultimate heels are always the ones that Ric Flair and them all talk about. You want to be, you can't be, you hate them, but you love them so much, kind of personalities. And I think Roman just oozes all of that.
Okay. So Brock Lesnar in that category.
Brock Lesnar's a heel that's hated because people just hate the fact that he has a contract day, which
but he's never been a face though. He's never been a pure face.
No. But he's a heel because he's the type of heel that you hate in real life because he beat the Undertaker at WrestleMania, not because you actually hate Brock Lesnar. You know what I'm saying? Like people say, oh, he can't wrestle. What Brock Lesnar did you not watch before this new gimmick of Suplex City? People, you know what I'm saying? That's what the wrestling fans that get on my every week. You pull me out, but I'm pulling back in. It's wrestling fans to curve what they're watching and understand what they're watching and understand what they're watching. So, but yeah, no, nothing to talk on this one because I do think he's that good. If you're gonna keep, playing tennis with me, I'm gonna keep serving it back. Like maybe see Osaka over there. Oh, Naomi Osaka, half black, half Asian looking good girl.
Is his heel persona better than Seth Rollins when he was with the Authority? Because I thought that was pretty damn good.
Call me. I don't know what you want to call me. Just don't call me late for dinner or I got enough toilet paper. I'm gonna say yeah. Yeah. I'm having stomach issues today, guys. I'm trying to get to this stuff. I'm gonna keep it real. Okay, brother, stomach on right now. But yeah, I think he is better than Seth, and I'm gonna tell you why. Again, Seth as a heel. Did you really like Seth as a heel? Not when I say this, right? And I always ask you this, like people.
I definitely don't like him as a face,
right?
He's too cheesy for me as a face.
Too cheesy. He's a natural heel, right? I don't think people thought Roman could be this necessarily. You know what I mean? And that's why you had the comments from CM Punk that came out today as well, or over the weekend.
Yeah. Okay.
Anybody else you want to name? Okay. I'm going to keep knocking them down like I'm bowling. I'm not a good bowler, but I bowl about 210.
See, what you did was while you was on the toilet, you had time to brew about this.
It was brewing.
You didn't even talk to me about this before the show. You just gave me a basic rundown and you slipped this on. So I'm trying to go off the top. Well, which is not that hard for me as a freestyler, but still,
and a professional in which you are. But hear me out with that now. It's not my fault. Okay. It just happened. Okay. Yes, Chris Harris puts the Miz. Yes. Oh, Kevin Owens. Yes, I think he's a better heel than all of them because
he's not a better heel than the Miz. Take the mid card out of the equation, and nobody can make you hate him more than the Miz. Naturally, organically, not what he does, in a main event match, but just what he can say and how he can manipulate the crowd. He's probably the best crowd manipulator in WWE, not named Paul Heyman or MVP. They say you need something to stand on.
To my side of the story, I think he has. I think he is the best heel wrestling has seen in 4 to 5 years. Again, off the dome, having to think about it on Johnny on the spot, like he just threw those names out there.
Owens isn't. Owens, I can't put Owens in that conversation anyway. I can't do that, but yeah.
Derek says Roman has tapped into a character that is arrogant, self-assured, self-aware, and believable heel. He is the size and look without being a chicken shit like a lot of heel champions do. And that's also it's to me that. And I'm glad you said that. And I was looking for a way to actually put it. And that actually helped me guide to even kind of say what I want to say. It's the kind of heel that he is. It's not that the Miz is that, oh, you little punk ass, I'm going to beat your ass kind of heel. Roman's that kind of heel like, yo, you doing some dirty foul shit, dog. I'm tired of you. It's like when I went to the store this morning, right? I live in a 90% Caucasian, I'm lying, 97.5% Caucasian neighborhood. Okay, this morning I go to the store to pick up something that's my personal business, and the lady looked at me like I had 5 eyes. And it wasn't that she looked at me like I had 5 eyes because I was black. She looked at me like I had the nerve of me at 7 o'clock in the morning buying tobacco products. That's none of your business. Just sell me the damn product. That's the difference.
Okay. Again, we're gonna save this. We're going to save this debate for another show because you bombarded me and now I can't think. And I'm trying to think and I'm looking at everybody's comments on the side. Owens wasn't that great. But Ciampa didn't have enough. He didn't have enough to stand on. It was nice, but he didn't have enough to stand on. So I can't really put him in that conversation. But
and since we're talking about count Ciampa because it's NXT, although you should.
You got to. Because it's
you got to. It's the right thing, right? I was at NXT last week. I like Ciampa, and I do think he was okay. That's a comparable one for me, and I would agree with that one right there. I think I would have to put Ciampa up there because
outside of Orton, Ciampa's the only one that you would put in the conversation.
As of right now, get off the top of the dome. Like I also make shift at this show as well. Don't just put all the pressure on yourself, brother. Because
in the past 5 years,
I said off the dome. I'm not a freestyler. You are. I like to write my shit.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna save this one. We're gonna save this one. Okay. So
I like that Christopher Epps, the executive consultant, because he's a huge Miz fan like yourself. You know what I mean? And I also tell people I'm not the biggest Miz fan. I became a Miz fan. I told you the story. Those who don't know, WrestleMania 27. The promo that hate to me just you can hate me now. And I said, damn. It's how I looked at LeBron when he won the second championship in Miami. And he gave that shoulder shrug like, what the fuck y'all want now? Like, what else I got to do? You know what I'm saying? And that's how I became a fan of Miz, and I respect him for that. But I'm still not the biggest fan. And I think what Christopher Epps said is honestly the reason why. It's not it's how I have that Carmella thing. I always tell people, don't hate Carmella. And we're going to talk about SmackDown, right? Because we're on SmackDown. Carmella is like that. She has everything that these other girls wish they can have. She's like the better wrestler than them. You know what I'm saying? Right. And that's the Miz. The Miz has everything. These guys, the charisma, the mic skills, the look, the girl, he has everything. But inside the ring, he's a little and that's all. And I don't knock that from him, but I can't remember memorable matches from the Miz like that. And I think that does hold him back from that next tier of being a good superstar. He has all the accolades, but just not the title to go. But again, back to SmackDown and talking about what we saw on SmackDown and Roman Reigns and how he attacked, how he came off. To me, that opening promo, get the job done. And then he said, bring the belts to me. You know what I'm saying? Bring the belts to me.
Don't even celebrate with them shit.
No,
bring them to me.
Yeah.
Bring them to me.
It's literally the little subtleties that honestly, and I've been a Roman fan since you've known me, right? You've made me pay attention to the subtleties that he does. The little, like watching Paul Heyman in the back sometimes. I said this last week. I'm going to say, he don't need Heyman anymore. I'm just being real.
He doesn't, but it still makes the character that
it does good. because it's Paul Heyman's like, Paul not talking. It's weird. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
No, but you gotta listen. You gotta listen to it because there's still one of the greatest things that we said in this pandemic era is the microphones are being boosted.
Oh, God,
so Paul is saying little small shit like, here's your title, my tribal chief.
Yeah.
Like he's turned into such a bitch.
Yeah.
But he's so powerful when he grabs the microphone to talk about Roman. But when Roman has the microphone, Paul turns into a bitch. Would you like me to get your brothers?
What you want me to say? What you want me to say?
Hit James Uso's music. He didn't even call him Jimmy. He got personal. They called him James. Hit James Uso's music. So I just think it's small stuff like that still makes Roman's character so much believable around the fear that he's giving off to the people who aren't going to sit up there and say, I'm not going to acknowledge you. So I think the fear that he puts, like even when Jay came out there, right? And Jimmy, he was still off to the side, but Jay was like, "What's up, Oos? What's up, Chief?" Like he reminded me of the guy that you went to the club with, but he wasn't. You only brought him around because if y'all got too fucked up, we always knew he could drive. Like he wasn't pulling no girls,
right?
But we knew. He could drive.
He could drive.
That's what Jay sounded like.
It's just like when I look at Heyman with them, like you said, and those subtleties. And it was so weird again being in NXT this past week, and they had to pipe in the noise between the match with MSK and them. And my daughter realized they piped in crowd noise. She looked up like. Because it was so dead in there, you know what I'm saying? So they, even for the inside crowd, couldn't even get them live. They piped it in at my daughter. So yeah, the little subtleties, the microphone, like, because you pointed out last year in one of the matches and how he's talking in the matches and things like that. But just Roman, the Usos, you said a couple weeks ago, the storyline couldn't go, no matter how it went, you was going to be happy with that. I'm liking that.
Can't go nowhere but up. I said it. Remember where you heard it first.
Where?
I said
right.
it.
Okay.
The dog.
Okay. Big Kiff.
The
man who's lost to me 4 of the last 6 times we played Madden. That guy. Don't talk about the other 100. Don't talk about the other 100.
And still you acknowledge me. Still you acknowledge me.
We are not worthy. Listen, so SmackDown in itself, right? So you had the stuff with Roman, the stuff with the titles, him interfering in the end of the show. Of course, Big E's not there because, Aleister Black's let go from the company. We'll talk about that a little bit later too, as well as the fans still, pissing over the company when Aleister Black himself's like, don't piss over the company. I'm cool. I
still like it. I still think this is great. This is great for Big E. This is great for Big E.
Aziz again.
Commander
Aziz.
Daba.
Just overall, SmackDown again. Carmella. The only thing I didn't like about SmackDown, I'm going to bring this up. All right. I have said
silhouette before her entrance is amazing.
Now, always like the quote what my wife would say about when it comes to female things that I know I have the right to be correctively pervy. Even she loved what Carmella had on. She was all for that. Yeah. Carmella's like that. My wife said I like that. I said, yeah. What can I find it and buy it? But
it's the TikTok challenge. You know what they got the all red on the red silhouette.
Yeah, that is what that is. That is what that is.
Yeah, that's what that is.
So the women's title on SmackDown, right? We're talking about the women's title. We're talking about Bianca Belair and hey, we want some Bayley.
I gotta stop you right there. Mad Dog, what you smoking on? I mean, seriously, what you smoking on out here in these streets? Because you need to pass your boy some of that. That's all I want to say. Please proceed, Michael.
No, I'm not going to disagree with that. I've said before, as far as the pure wrestling show, NXT is better than all of them. But it's not about wrestling. So,
but it's not pure wrestling, or pure you want entertainment. He said it's the best show. The best show is SmackDown, hands down. It's not even close.
Best show, yes. Just like Entourage, the best TV show of all time. Then followed by The Game. Come at us. Come on. Pits and pits and pits and dip and pits. Now, back to SmackDown. I got to get this out of my chest. I want to say this because I want people to understand when I say this. I love her as a person, Bianca Belair. When I said this to my daughter, the heartbreak that my daughter felt when I had to say this to her was hard for her to hear from her father. I love her. I love her husband. I love their relationship. But we're talking about professional wrestling. We're talking about the characters. He turned his back on me. He turns his back on me. And that's okay. Because I'm going to stand fast. I stand on this. I walk alone. I don't like Bianca Belair. She is not doing it as a champion. The whole, hey, girl. Or when she came out to the ring last week with that outfit on, just give her some sunflower seeds and some annihilators and a great mystic. That's all she needed. Okay. I'm not with it. It's not coming across on TV very well. I don't think she's doing it. I got the moment. I understood. Again, this is nothing about her personally. So wrestling fans, back the fuck off.
Is
okay.
Finished?
No, I'm not finished.
Okay.
All right, I'm done. I'm done. I don't like her.
Now, this is where the alpha and omega of me and you come
she's
into
a
play.
face pretending to be a heel, and I don't like that.
This is where the alpha and omega between me and you come into play, and this is where we always butt heads, and we brothers, we brothers. You don't like Bianca Belair, but you like the hit row people on NXT, and they are the most stereotypical black. They're damn near crime time.
No, they are stereotypical. But listen, I'm not liking her because of her character.
Hold on.
It's not believable.
Because you got a daughter that's
don't do it
watching
well.
her,
No, she doesn't do it well. She does not do it well. I didn't like. Remember, I told you a long time ago. I wasn't a fan of Sasha Banks at first when she came up with the Kanye glasses on and stuff. But then it grew on me watching her character, and it looks believable. Bianca Belair, this ain't you, girl. This ain't you. Now, I'm not saying like you said before. Like, yeah, I can see her like rocking the bang boot earrings, at least 2 pair, a Fendi bag, and a bad attitude. That's all you need to get me in a good mood. She can walk with street talk and talk with street slang. I love when a woman ain't scared to do a thing, standing on the bus stop, sucking on a lollipop. I get all that. But it ain't for her in wrestling right now. She ain't doing it well.
Hold on. So I'm sure you've seen this woman's Instagram.
Yeah, again, we're not talking about personal. We're not talking about personal.
Hold on, though. What makes a good character? Is it because it's believable, or because they actually tap into that character because they bring shades of themselves into that character? Like we can hail Roman for this. We can hail Roman for what he's doing, right? But Bianca, she's still doing the same thing she doing on her Instagram. Come at me, honey. And it's 2 thumbs down from you. No. It's 2 thumbs down for you. But she does this shit all the time.
Hold on. When she's doing it, right? When the last time you see Bianca Belair in a ring against another female doing that? When she's in a ring, when she was with Sasha Banks going for the title, yes. I felt that she's with somebody. The lay has come off since she's been champion on TV with the Thunderdome era. It's not, she shouldn't be out there doing those kind of things by herself in a ring. And again, I like what my man said, Jason Campbell. Those are heel things. You're a face. You're a face. You come on. I'm sorry. She used her hair. She technically cheated that you win the match with her hair. Let's keep it real. If the great Gorilla Monsoon were here, he would say a foreign object was in the play. Okay. A foreign object was in the play. I don't like her. I just wanted to say it. I got it off my chest. I like her. I love her as a person. But Bianca Belair don't get it from me. And when it comes to that list, we're going to talk about later about the greatest female NXT women's champions of all time. It stopped when she won the title.
Okay.
That was it. That was it. Now, SmackDown, overall, your assessment real fast. We're getting AEW Dark. Dynamite.
I thought SmackDown was really good. Besides Dr. Britt Baker, can we agree that Bayley is the second best
yeah, we said that on
female
Thursday.
Heel? Yeah, okay.
We said that on Thursday.
Okay. Yeah. So
although Charlotte Flair is still and always will be the greatest women's wrestler of all the times. But right now, she's not better than Bayley.
Okay.
Who I do have in my
now
top
that's
50 women of all time. I do have her like number 4, by the way. I believe 4 or 5. I had Bayley of all time. So
4?
I think I think 4 or 5. I gotta go back and look at but I gotta go back and look at it.
Okay. All right. This SmackDown was just all about the bloodline.
The whole show was about them. The entire show
it was like 3 matches. It was like 4 matches, maybe. So
oh no, I'm lying. I had Bayley.
I thought that wait, who did Carmella face? Liv Morgan.
Yes. It started off good. Like she was gonna whoop, look like Liv was gonna whoop her ass.
It started off really good, and it gave me hope because it's like, all right, she got to get fired up. Her girl just got fired. They're giving her a chance. Like, all right, cool.
I had Billy at 16. And
I apologize. Nothing. Carmella just pulled it out, and it just like, why did you keep Liv?
It didn't go together.
If you're not gonna, give her some sort of fire to make us care about her again. We have to care about Liv Morgan again in order for her to not be on the next set of releases. We have to. So I just think that,
and I had
they got to do
King Vaughn Jr. My bad. I thought I had her.
We don't outside of Bianca and Bailey, who we don't even have like who could be next up for the SmackDown Women's Championship. We don't have a who could be next up. That's the only gripe that I have with the whole SmackDown show. Other than that, top to bottom, I think SmackDown is head and shoulders.
But is it wrong for those who say that? Is it wrong for it was bloodline driven? Because it's still a TV show.
Because we watched episodes of freaking WCW where the whole thing was circled around the NWO. The entire show. We've seen it where WWE in the Attitude Era was circled around DX and Nation of Domination, because every member of both respective factions had to go against each other for 2 hours.
Yeah. Check out Derek Richard's comment, and I'm going to touch this. Bianca Belair's character is still a work in progress. Bayley's character has been developed over the last 2 years, and she's in her groove. Yes, but Bianca's the same character she had in NXT. So
Bailey's just tapped in. She's just tapped into where it's just she's found that annoying, that thing that makes people hate her. Remember when she first tried to turn heel, when she cut the balloon buddies or whatever the fuck they are? Nobody gave a damn. She had new music. Nobody gave a damn.
Well, I told you before. She should have kept her ponytail and Gwen Hogan on them. Right? That's what she should have did.
You want to cut her shit?
No, when she gets mad, she'll pull the ponytail out. And belly up is what I thought she should have did. I'm just saying. But listen, well, it was. Hey, I was wrong. Look, listen. See why you shouldn't book your shows? Okay, I love that idea, but she didn't. Right? So that he made her into a Karen. Right? We're now in, and we've said this
nothing is worse than a Karen. Everybody hates Karens.
This is the reality era that we are in professional wrestling. Right? And this is what to touch on before we get to AEW Dynamite, which is on this Friday one more last time. Speak about the CM Punk statement, or read the statement from CM Punk coming out about Roman Reigns, please.
Give me a second.
Thought you had it already.
No, I didn't. You gotta let me know. I just said we were going to talk about it. You didn't tell me to bring it up.
See, that's why you didn't want to talk me to getting two screens. So I got all this stuff on my other screen, and I got the other screen right here.
I'm also monitoring things over here, Craig.
Oh, people got mad at me for that last night when I said the Wood was better than Friday. It was a better movie than Friday.
So in hindsight, he said a lot of times the best stuff, you also kind of just go with the flow. And, he said that his character work, his in-ring stuff is great, but like classic WWE, they're always 5-10 years late. Mm-hmm. So that was the main title, the main headline to grasp anybody.
Took too
long. Roman is 5 to 10 years late. Now let's go with 5, because 10 years he was. Yeah, great, so let's go with 5 when we all pretty much thought around that time that he should have.
It's like the area I live in. I'm in that 7%.
He should have.
I'm gonna keep saying what I'm gonna keep saying what I said. There was nothing wrong with, to me, where he was.
The only fact of the matter is why this character works even better than it could have.
Talk about
5 years ago.
Speak on it.
Is because one, nobody expected it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was like, all right,
we got our Cena thing all over again. It's never gonna happen.
We got that. It's like we talking to a girl. You like, is she gonna give me the pussy? 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 She gonna give me the? You gonna give me the pussy? You know what? I give up. I give it up. You know what? I give up. I don't even want it.
You let that brother Derek Bone. I know look better than him.
She want to put me in the friend zone. Now I don't give a shit about the ass. And then all of a sudden, she want to give up the ass. That's exactly what happened with Roman. We wanted Roman to turn heel so much. And then WWE, it's not going to happen. Give it up. Let it go. You can't play. And then all of a sudden, he just comes out of nowhere. And there's nobody to complain about it in the stadiums or in the crowds because there is nobody.
How do you think that's going to happen when that goes over with the crowd?
They got to freaking love him. They don't have to love him, but they're going to love to boo him.
Okay. Let's see. I can't wait because every time they try to make a heel, people love him.
Well, okay, 5 years ago, 2016. What was Roman doing in 2016? Was that Undertaker back to back?
Yeah, that was New Orleans, Brock Lesnar. That was, that was 4 to 5 years ago at that point. But yeah, 5 years ago was Orlando WrestleMania, Undertaker last match.
Now,
go ahead.
Let's put Cena in Roman's shoes. Now, if Cena would have turned heel at his peak when nobody thought about it, do you think that he'd have success, or do you think that he was already too deep in as a face and being the face of the company? Because remember, this is Cena. 5 years ago, Cena, he's still doing like he's now getting his feet wet with movies and cameos on television even more than before.
I'm sorry. In 2006 is when he beat Triple H in Dallas, King Von Jr. 720 on the Twitter.
Ooh, thank you. So would Cena have that edge? Would he have that edge that Roman has?
I think no matter what Roman does or did at that point, people wasn't going to accept it. So because they were bitching, to me, it was fun to bitch Roman, to hate and bitch at Roman because they feel, again, fans felt that something should have happened. You got to understand where Vince was at this point. It's the Shield. It was the Shield. It was the Shield, which to me, I know I'm not, and I back off of what I said a couple years ago, but to me, they're still one of the best factions of all time to me. And that short run they've had to me was the Shield because of what they accomplished and what they did. Okay, so you got these three guys. You got Moxley falling at the wayside. You got Seth Rollins being Seth freaking Rollins at this point. You got Roman just being the big dog that everybody wanted to hate because he was, again, people saw that he was the guy the company wanted. So he automatically got shit from the company because that's who the company wanted from the fans. And that's what I've always hated about wrestling, because you shitted on Roman because he was the man with the company. The company saw him as the man, so you automatically went against them.
Right. Okay. I get it.
You good?
Right, so we're going on. Yeah. So we're going on that. We're going AEW Dark.
All right, it was the microphone. You stole me off with that. It was.
Oh, you know.
My mic sounds nice. Check one. My mic sounds nice. That's why all you young people don't know about that salt and pepper. All y'all know is push it and what a man. Okay. Let's talk about the biggest news from AEW. Our friend of the program, excuse me, Vicky Guerrero introduces Andrade El Idolo.
How hard was that for you? How hard was that for you?
I know Andrade. I don't think I still said it right. I still don't think I said it right. Did I? El Dolo? Idolo. What's that like? It's the opposite of adobo?
That's some racially insensitive shit.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be racially insensitive. But it sounds like, right?
It doesn't roll. It doesn't roll, man. Like Alberto Del Rio and then Alberto El Patron. Like, I like that.
Yeah.
That shit sounds like he got some fucking money. He'll probably fuck you up. But Andrade El Idolo, like, it just sounds like every time that I'm trying to say it, it sounds like I've been trying to practice Rosetta Stone Spanish.
Have you tried Rosetta Stone Spanish? That shit is hard.
No, I got a bunch of Mexicans that work with me at my place of employment, and every time the only thing that I know, they try to tell me you gotta learn Spanish. No, I don't have to learn Spanish. They need to learn English. So every single time something goes wrong, it's always, hey, ¿qué pasa? It don't matter. Hey, what you know? ¿Qué pasa? All I know is that means what's up. So that's all. For all day. ¿Qué pasa?
I live in Florida. Okay, you gotta learn some Spanish real quick out here. You're gonna get left behind because they talk about your ass. But he comes up. I'm used to say I have a face in Latino, but today I'm like to say I'm the face of All Elite Wrestling. Your thoughts on Andrade? We wanted to fight with him and Kenny Omega. They were talking about it being between maybe in the AAA and him, but now he's here. Again, we talked about it on Thursday when all the releases came down. Everybody can't go here, can they? And how you think about Andrade being over here, first of all?
I love it.
Yeah, this is the place for him.
I love it, and I love what he said. I'm the face of AEW. Now, we already know, like, subtly, like, Chris Jericho has already relinquished that. He's done his job. And his job was for a year and a half is to put this company on his back.
Right.
And he did that. clearly he's made his mark, and the torch was passed on to Jon Moxley. Why? Because he was the hot guy coming from WWE, rightfully so.
Oh, so everybody who comes out of WWE is the next big thing.
I'm not going to say that, but at that point in time, I mean, how
I still don't say put the rocket ship to him. I say put the rocket ship to Miro still. I still say put the rocket ship to Miro.
I would agree with you. However, that guy speaks a little bit better. He has a mouthpiece. Miro don't have no mouthpiece.
He has. Well, he will soon. The best mouthpiece he's ever had, probably.
Well, we got to wait another 3 months.
Maybe. So maybe not.
But I like what he said though, because I mean, right now the face of the company is Kenny Omega, and it's not even close. And they have the match at Triple Mania, and apparently they're slated to go somewhere down the line AEW. So why not say what you said now, and then you have to back it up against the guy who's running the thing now? So I loved it. I love what he had to say.
Your thoughts on your favorite guy? It's Sting and his interview with Darby Allin and Tony Schiavone.
Well, you know what? You can't ask me this.
Okay, I know.
Because Sting could do no wrong.
All right.
It's Sting. He could do no wrong.
World's strongest man, Mark Henry, is said to now. Mark Henry will be the analyst for the broadcast team beginning August 13th for Rampage kicking off on TNT. Now, what the fuck does that mean? Analyst.
It's a new show.
No, I know that part.
Analyst?
Mark Henry will be an analyst for broadcasting. What the fuck is the color commentary?
Oh, yeah, come on, man. You know what they do.
Play-by-play.
What they do on? I think it's what they do on Inside the NBA. You know when they talking at halftime, and then they start to break down little intricacies in the matches.
I thought that people only want to see girls in those spots right now. I know that guys can get those kind of jobs. Like if you wasn't a pretty
freeze frame. Now watch how she bend that ass over.
Right. Somebody say Kayla Braxton. Happy birthday, Kayla.
Oh, Kayla Braxton.
He said she was tipsy and thirsty today. I think some of these people be trying to get fired from WWE, dog. I really do think they be trying to get fired, yo.
Yeah, like building them brands, man. Listen, we don't know. JoJo's probably never coming back, but she's still employed somehow, some way.
My whole gripe with AEW is that they don't have actual writers for wrestlers. They are doing it at Young Bucks, only putting themselves over nobody else. The booking AEW stinks. See, and I don't know about that. And I hear people say that. I'm not necessarily disagreeing with you, Jason, on that. My thing is AEW was built off of the elite in the first place. Let's just keep it real. That's why I tuned in. Okay. Jericho added to that by having, oh my God, they got Jericho and the elite. So you put them together. Why not put them over? That's what you guys wanted. That's what the fans wanted when I say you guys, right? So you got Kenny Omega champion. You got Young Bucks there. You got Cody Rhodes doing his thing. These other guys are still doing their thing, but it has to go through it right now. Jericho was champion. It's only the third champion they've had. It's Kenny Omega. So we can't say necessarily that's how it was because Jericho was first. Like he said, Moxley was second. And now Omega. And Omega, in my opinion, he's going to lose that title to Hangman Page yet again. Another elite member, but that's the young talent maybe people are referring to, and that he says, and you're right. I haven't heard the word analyst, but baseball before. I never heard analysts in wrestling. That's going to be a weird thing to do or hear right there. AARP Sting, as Monday King Paul Jr. said, Charlie Caruso was probably trying to get fired as well. Probably. Listen, if you look at Kayla Braxton's Twitter today, hey, she in that dress. She pretty much said she was horny and wanted to fuck. That's how I translated the tweet. Am I wrong? Is that not how you translated the tweet?
I mean, think about it. The ladies of WWE have to be, accessible but not obtainable.
True.
There's been plenty of sultry pictures of Charlie Caruso on her Insta. Girl making me watch ESPN when I really don't want to all the time now. She know better.
Well,
luscious lips.
Just luscious.
Damn her.
Beautiful luscious. Hangman is my guy. We share the same birthday. LOL, but I'm a huge Kenny Omega mark. Omega sucks. He doesn't really suck, but he ain't Seth Rollins. But overall, let's get back into AEW. So we got the AEW Championship. Kenny Omega and Don Callis did their thing. Stuff between Jungle Boy and Christian Cage. Sting and Darby Allin. Overall, again, to me, The Britt Baker celebration, DMD championship celebration, long overdue. We knew she was going to get the title. It's just to see what's going on with her next at this point. Overall, I didn't like this week's AEW Dynamite.
3 out of 5.
It just didn't hit like other shows hit this week, including we talked about NXT already from Thursday show, if I might recall. So we're not going to go back into that. But I do want to talk about this a little bit and maybe bring King Vaughn on for a second as well. And that's if you had an opportunity to check out the A&E Bret the Hitman Hart special. And what was important to me to watch this is that I've watched them all, right? But then if you watch them from the Macho Man's, the Ultimate Warrior one, Roddy Piper, Booker T, and Stone Cold, so forth, Shawn Michaels to me has still had the best one. It just was different than the other biographies. It's like it was purposely done differently than the other ones were. So I'm looking at the Bret Hart one and I'm expecting big things, especially when all the news came out, which, Shawn Michaels put up. I don't consider himself being the greatest of all time in that top list. So of course everybody came out, of course not, because Bret Hart's there. Then it made me do a look, right? Do you know that Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels were never Wrestler of the Year in PWI? Never. And the 1 year they both were close to win, Hogan won one. I mean, Kurt Angle won one, and Big Show, the Giant, beat Bret Hart, came in second to the Giant. I thought, like, what year possibly? Even in 96, the Giant was not the Wrestler of the Year to me. In 96, like, I get what they were doing with the NWO and everything else, but he was not the Wrestler of the Year, right? So, and that just that threw me for a loop. And it goes, well, these two are the best guys. I wanted to watch this special and bringing that on, and to watch that, I was really interested in that. So I will bring on King Vaughn for a second. I know he shares the same love that I share, which is for Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels. And just watching this one, King Vaughn, unmute your microphone there. Your thoughts on this documentary, and most importantly, how their take in this documentary of course, the infamous screw job.
All right, so thanks for bringing me on. So as far as this documentary, I already knew, like, right away, immediately, I definitely had to watch it. And so as far as this documentary, it further cemented, how much of a fan of Bret that I am, and he just showed, how a wrestler should be, how he carried himself as a champion, and also, just, of course, as as I always bring up the Montreal situation. And so, and there's several things that weren't necessarily like breaking news-ish type of stuff, because we already knew about everything dealing with the contract situation, but just in regards to just pretty much in regards to the way that it just further reinforces how how tough things were, how
these guys that they talk about going through the brick walls for Vince, right?
Yeah.
And he says they offer the 2.8 per year over now. He said, I give you 10 million over 20 years, and come back and tears the contract up. Then tells them pretty much to go to WCW. These are the things that I wanted to see in this documentary. I want to see, the different sides. I like how when you watch 1, 2, and 3, 4 about the situation, if they stayed, the story stays the same, right? So the one thing I did out of this was like, damn, 20 years was a contract. And I remember I will always remember and go back to Hogan's Knows Best TV show with his family, whatever. Yes. And he signed this contract to me, which was nuts. 20 years. Mm-hmm. If something happened to him, they had to fulfill the contract.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I always tell people that's how Vicky got stuck fulfilling Eddie Guerrero's contract. That's just how those are the kind of contracts that Vince puts these guys in. But watching this, it does show you the love that Bret Hart had for wrestling and how he was different. And it's something that stood out to me is that he probably was the first guy who was really that guy, who was not a character, who was not a made-up name. This is his name. This is what he is. He comes from this dungeon, from his father, who was a wrestler, and boom, there you have it. And I remember
wasn't better than his brother.
Just and they talked about that as well. Now, for me, I've always put, people ask me all the time, I say my favorite two wrestlers are Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
And I believe people, well, why do you put Bret Hart above Shawn? Or Shawn above Bret, if you will. And the reason why for me is Shawn had better mic skills. Shawn had better character development than Bret had. But in the squared circle, I think Bret is better than Shawn.
Yeah.
I think Bret in the ring, Bret's a better in-ring performer than Shawn Michaels. and just wasn't given the later opportunities that Shawn was given once everything happened to Brett. Can you imagine if Brett never had that injury? They do back by WCW and Brett comes back.
Exactly.
Now, arguably people have said, and I'm beginning to realize this is the truth from my perspective as well, that Shawn Michaels' second half of his career was better than his first half.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, the matches that he had after that, I'll never forget sitting in my brother's house at the time, my wife and I just getting started and waiting for a home, and I'm watching SummerSlam. You know how you are when you're a wrestling fan in a group. Everybody comes to you for wrestling stuff, and I'm saying, man, Shawn Michaels ain't wrestling more than this match. Bet that. Like, there's no way he's wrestling more than just this one match. Well, I was fucking wrong. He wrestled 10 years after that damn one match at SummerSlam. So takes it to know that we all don't know what we think we know about professional wrestling. But I brought that all up to say it did show Brett's love for the business, his love being he carried about. I mean, we always thought that when you watch Brett kiss that belt every time, it just meant something. Before I let you go there, Vaughn, your thoughts on Brett real fast.
Okay, so just real quick. You know, if anything, you know, for those that know, I have the WWF Win Equal Championship. The biggest reason why I got that belt was because of Bret Hart. You know, and anytime I see that title, to me, he's the one that defines it. And when you talk about a ring general or technician, Bret's that guy. Bret and Shawn are like Ryu and Ken from Street Fighter, or Scorpion and Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat. They are, you know,
It's a good analogy.
Yeah,
It's a really great analogy.
forever connected to each other. So
You are shaking, bro. I hear your whole belt. Thanks, Vaughn. I'm talking about you. You over there bouncing your knee and everything.
Oh, my thing is on the cord. Yeah, I ain't got no monitoring on, so I don't be listening to myself.
You brought all that stuff with the fancy little knobs and stuff. Listen to yourself, brother. Listen to yourself.
Audio mixer. Just jealous. You're jealous, Kenny. You're jealous.
Bro. You know what was funny? I gotta say it live. It was funny when yesterday we were talking last night about. Oh God, I wanted to bring it up so bad. I forgot. He was just like, "Yeah, I know." And there's no way you know what the hell we're talking about whatsoever. But I personally like Brett better as a heel. You know what? Watching that documentary,
I hate Bret Hart.
I loved him and that America will hate you, the rest of the world will love you gimmick. I did, because those are my favorite two guys. So to see it, but I believed him being mad at the world at that time and not liking things like that. We're going to take a break. We're going to come right back.
Wait, hold up, real quick. I hated Bret Hart because he always try to flake on Sting, talk about Sting stole his fucking move. Well, one goes over, the other goes under. Get the hell out of here.
Sting gets his move. The sharpshooter was done before the Scorpion Deathlock. It is documented. He saw the move. He took the move. But it's okay. People take super kicks and bulldogs and DDTs.
The other went over. Don't you disrespect Steve Borden.
One went under, one went over. We'll be right back, y'all, on About Popular Review.
But when I saw the talent in this match, Johnny Gargano, Kyle O'Reilly, Pete Dunne, who's been on fire. I mean, but you know, when someone come back like Bobby Fish, you know, when you come back, you win. He just cut that short. He just shut that down. So Pete Dunne has been on a roll. All these guys have really been on it. Well, yeah, Johnny. No, Johnny. I guess so, because that loss to me, it didn't hurt him.
It's just Johnny.
But you got such great talent in here. That's why I said, man, this is going to be a fun match. But I didn't think it was going to be, spoiler, a fatal five-way. So when Adam,
like 3 weeks ago.
Hmm?
I said this like 3 weeks ago. Only difference is I thought Finn would be involved, but I did say fatal five way. Someone said no chance. I'm telling you, I was attacked.
Well, don't think of Vince McMahon's team.
Jungle Gym. This is ridiculous. Like, nobody takes him seriously. Caden, do you
that crowd pop when he won the Battle Royal is one of the biggest pops I've ever heard in my life.
But Caden, do you really think he's going to beat Omega?
I don't think he's going to beat Omega, but you need people that can fill the gaps and have title matches from now and then to lead into the pay-per-views. You need that from time to time. It doesn't need to be constantly someone who's obviously that they can obviously happen. It's meant to be a showcase match to get Kenny some work and to get Jungle Boy in a prominent spot. So whether Jungle Boy wins the match or not, it at least gets Jungle Boy on TV, and it gets him in a role where he can get over very well.
Do I think that Liv is becoming a jobber? This is a word that some people get offended over if they're in the wrestling business. I know because I've argued with them. It's hard to answer that question, Mad Dog Kelly. Do I believe Liv Morgan is a jobber? No, I don't believe she's a jobber. However, in WWE, growing up, when I was watching WWE, the jobbers were the local talent because your superstars and your wrestling challenges were pretty much 3 matches or 2 matches of a wrestler, a main event style wrestler or main roster caliber wrestler coming out and beating up the jobber for 3 to 5 minutes. And that was your superstars. Your main event will be a real wrestler versus a real wrestler.
I was growing up, there was no main event. It was just you had different levels of jobbers. But do I think Liv is becoming a jobber, Mad Dog? What has she been doing? When was she not? I mean, she's sort of always been. Who's the female face on Raw?
When you're naturally, you know how to be a jerk. It's so easy to get the crowd to boo you, especially in the events. Like I've seen it as a referee. It's not that hard. I feel like it's harder to be a face. It is so hard to be a face and to get that crowd behind you. Because if somebody sees you and they think, you know, oh, you have no charisma, oh, you don't have this, oh, you don't have that, they're not going to cheer for you. With a heel, all you have to do is say a couple of rude things. Oh, you suck, you're a jerk, boo, all this crap. It's easy to get the crowd riled up as a heel. But yeah, that's why everybody wants to be a heel now.
Yeah, but the top faces cannot be Lana, Naomi, and Nikki Cross. And by the way, Nikki Cross, welcome to Cesaro 2 months ago.
Well, it seems like all you guys here on the Unpopular Review, and we got a lot more shows than that. We have like the movie shows that they don't put me on because they know I'm going to come in here and show them how to talk movies and all the things. But they listen to this show a lot. Because
okay, what do they? Do they? Okay. What's his name? Kalen, if that's the biggest pop that you heard for Jungle Boy that you ever heard in your life, I'm gonna need you to hit the WWE Network, my brother. Some of these people, you know what? I'm not knocking anybody, but I love different points of views. So therefore, I can never trash somebody's point of view. But I would love to debate you guys. And make you see another way of thinking and open up your world to the intelligent wrestling fan. It's not a persona. No. It's not a persona. It's a different way of life.
Sting did not have the move first.
Acknowledge us.
Sting did not have the move first. We've challenged you already. We dare you. We compete you. We dare you to come compete in the world of wits. Of wits that are words that become words that are bigger than other words that I can't spell, but I have a Siri and I have Google. So if I can't spell it, they will spell it for me. Shout out to KME. I didn't agree with the screw job, but I do think that it was nice Vince to do. At least tell the contact WCW, come off their way bidding for Brett. The way that Vince released Strowman and those cats made them all look like undesirable dweebs. That's like your favorite word is dweebs. All right. Like it's like, what was Vince supposed to do? I always say that as a Bret Hart mark. Where the hell do you go? I just said the Nexus. I don't see nobody else. Just the Nexus.
I'm here.
Okay.
I'm just waiting for your soliloquy to end.
What part am I talking about my soliloquy?
Just go ahead. Keep going. Do your thing.
Brett.
Let me know when I'm done.
But Brett screwed Brett. I'm done.
Okay. I just want to put some acknowledge. I'll put some respect on these guys' name. 11 years ago today, the Nexus was born. You're the Nexus or you're against us.
I've interviewed half those guys.
They could have been great.
They were great.
They could have been great.
But everybody blames Cena. It's all Cena's fault. Everything's Cena's fault.
They could have been great. That's all I wanted to say.
He was saying in person about the Jungle Boy pop.
He was there in person. Okay.
They heard in person.
So how many other shows was he on? Did he attend? Is my question. Do you have a lot? Like what's your palate to
Nexus was garbage.
Wow, the disrespect.
What was garbage Chris about Harris. The necklace? Skip. Yep. What it do? Skip Sheffield, baby. Other than Darren Young's hair looking stupid. Okay.
Michael Tarver could have been great.
Marco
He could have
Tarver.
been great.
Go back to early episodes of BDSR Network when I interviewed that guy. It made Bleacher Reports and all those other things. Shout out to KME who made sure that interview made Bleacher Reports when he talked about how John Cena, he thought broke his arm on purpose. They're taking him out. So maybe Cena ain't as squeaky clean as people think he is. I'm with you. Brett did screw Brett, but I'm not trying to leave the championship other than another company again. So I want to ask this question, and I check out the picture up, and I will do it right now. Greatest, before we got to talk about Raw and get out of here real fast, greatest women's wrestler in NXT history, right? If you guys have not seen this, give me a second before I get it up on the screen. It's not even worthy you put it up on the screen. It was just the way the picture is taken. So I'm just going to say their name. You got Paige, Charlotte, Sasha Banks, Bayley, Asuka, Amber Moon, Shayna Baszler, Kairi Singh, Rhea Ripley, Io Shirai, and now Rachel Gonzalez, who is the greatest women's champion of all time, off of that list. I'll repeat them for you, Dice. Paige.
Wait,
Charlotte.
hold on. You don't have this image?
I do have the image. It's the way the way it was taken. I didn't think it looked right, so I didn't want to share it. I mean, I could put it up. Give me a second. I add it. I didn't think it was the way. I don't like shitty looking images, so that's why I didn't add it. But give me a second. I'll put it up there right now. I got it right here. But again, those names as follow goes: Paige, Charlotte, Sasha Banks. Shit, what did I save to you? Here it is. Here's the crap. Here it is. There we go.
Okay.
Put it up. There it is.
My issue's cut off.
Okay, you got it. There it is. All right, there it is. Same picture I got. Right. So Paige, Charlotte, Sasha Banks, Bayley, Asuka, Amber Moon, Shayna Baszler, Kairi Singh, Rhea Ripley, Io Shirai, and Rachel Gonzalez is not deserved to be on this list whatsoever. But greatest women's NXT champion of all time, Dice, in your opinion?
Paige!
We're talking about the greatest sex tape we've ever seen.
Paige!
We're not talking about the greatest sex tape. We're talking about the greatest women's NXT
champion. Paige said, I started this women's revolution shit. This the motherfucking thanks I get.
It has to be between Bayley and Sasha Banks. Because they had better matches for that title than anybody. They had better matches for that NXT women's title. NXT TakeOver Brooklyn and NXT TakeOver, by far the best two takeovers of all time. And I didn't even attend them. But people who I know who attended them all say the same thing. That watching those girls go at it in public, it was insane. You go back and watch those matches. You're not the biggest NXT fan here.
Right? I'm hyperventilating right now.
You should make sure you get the brown bag and breathe into it, brother. I don't want you to down me. All right, get the brown bag. Get the brown bag.
I got a book bag right here. I got a book bag right here.
All right, you breathe into the bag. Breathe into the bag. Okay, get your air. There's no way you're putting Paige over any one of these girls. You just can't. I'm not. Okay, he's still breathing. Breathe slow now. Breathe slow. King Von G also says the ball Sasha Banks. King Oscar on those women NXT championships. Somebody else agreed with you and says Paige.
The disrespect that y'all have shown.
Shayna Baszler?
Paige.
I love Shayna Baszler.
It's beyond me.
That's no disrespect towards Paige. It's no disrespect towards Paige, Ronnie Richard.
Hold up.
It's no disrespect towards Paige.
You know what?
Because, hold on, pause. Just because you don't like somebody don't mean you're disrespecting somebody. Paige did not have a better title run.
Ryan Jane Beavis.
I didn't say Charlotte either.
Believe it.
I didn't say Charlotte either. It's the greatest women's wrestler of all the times.
This is the same disrespect that you shown to legends like Trish Stratus and Lita. And when you sit up there and you talk your soliloquy about Charlotte Flair being the greatest women's wrestler of all the times. This is that type of bullshit soliloquy that ends up making me the alpha to your omega because now I got to criticize you.
No. Don't have me circumcised your ass again. You know you ain't been circumcised correctly. I don't have me cut you down little. You know every little inch counts. Okay, so go with it.
The disrespect.
All right, listen here, buddy. Paige title run in NXT. You don't even remember.
Oh my god!
You don't even remember her title run, do you? You're just going with it because it's Paige and you like her pasty ass.
I'm not doing it just because it's Paige.
Okay, so I'm telling you,
how could you not?
I'm not saying against her title run. It was not better than fucking Charlotte's and Bailey's. I mean Sasha's and Bailey's. It wasn't better than Oscars. It wasn't better than Oscars. Paige wasn't even better than Oscars. Oscar went undefeated. It went undefeated. Out of this list, I'm gonna put Bailey and Sasha 1-1-2. I go Oscar 3. I go Shayna Baszler 4 before I put Paige's run. Paige had a better run than Charlotte, yes. She had a better run than Amber Moon, yes. Io Shirai, yes. The rest of the girls, yes. But she did not have a better run than the 4 horsewomen. She didn't. She didn't. And Oscar, she didn't.
She held the belt for 308 days. 308 days.
Okay,
and you have the audacity, the
Google
audacity.
You gonna Google that on me, huh? I'll be Googling
You're
shit.
damn right I did.
Now we
You're
Googling
damn right I
shit.
did.
Now we
You're
Googling
damn right
shit.
I did. You're damn right I did. I'm the information guy, and I got some information for your ass.
Well, bring
You're
it then,
damn
Skip.
right I did.
Bring it then, Skip.
308 days as the inaugural women's champion, and that doesn't hold up to something?
No, it doesn't if it's not memorable.
Oh my God.
If it's not memorable. It's not memorable. At least Charlotte took on your girl Natty to win her title.
Natty wasn't even a part of the roster.
I know. I didn't say Charlotte though. You know what I'm saying? I didn't say Charlotte.
God.
I
You
don't
want
even-
to.
Huh?
You
No, I
want
don't.
to.
No, I don't. Because honestly, in the NXT title, no, I wouldn't put her there. I just wouldn't. Bailey and Sasha fought for that title like Brett fought for that bitch in the main roster back in the day. That's how them girls made it look like that belt was the most important thing to them. And that's to me what stood out about their title reigns. That's why. It's not about, how long they had the belt. It ain't about my favorite versus my non-favorite, nothing like that. Because and I like Paige. You know what I mean?
Hold on. Let's be clear.
Let's be clear.
The inaugural NXT Women's Championship. She got it July 24th, 2013. Dropped it August 24th, 2014. July 24th, 2013, August 24th, 2014. And then debuted and got the belt on Raw. 2013 to 2014. Who were valuable opponents back then? Could off the top of your dome? Could you?
No, I
comment?
can't. No, I can't.
Okay.
I'm still squeezing.
But yeah, you don't have anything to go off of. But yeah, you won't give Paige the proper respect that she deserves. And she started this NXT women's shit, and this the motherfucking thing she gets.
Are you finished or you done?
I'm finished.
You done and finished?
I'm finished.
All right. No.
I like it was just as bad as AJ Lee's. Oh my God.
Listen.
The fact that this woman was champion for 308 days, she deserves some respect. You're not going to sit up there and say
the NXT
CM
era
Punk
before
was
the women's
champion.
evolution was not memorable. King Von Jr.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It goes down in the history books. It doesn't matter what is memorable to you or not. Listen,
that does what it matters. Hold on, stop.
Hold on.
What you remember?
What you
remember is the most important thing.
Hold on, because my lips getting chapped for all this soliloquy I got to go off of. There's been champions, WWE champions, in the history books.
Mm-hmm.
You can't take it away from them. They were champions.
Yes, no, you cannot.
They were champions.
Bob Backlund beat Bret Hart for the title. That happened.
Are you trying to tell me Bob Backlund was a great champion?
I'm not trying to say that at all. That's the point.
Was he a viable champion?
That's the point.
Was he an acceptable champion?
No, at that time.
Was he better than The Miz as WWE champion?
No, he was not.
Okay, then. But yeah, y'all gonna tell me that Paige?
But Paige wasn't better than those girls. But Paige wasn't better than those girls. She was not better than those girls at that time. She did not have a more memorable title run. There's no matches that people talk about.
What memorable opponents did she face?
That's the point.
That's not her fault.
But hey.
Will Nikki Bella not be regarded as one of the greatest diva champions ever?
To me, absolutely. To people, I don't think so. People do not give her credit. I have her in my top 5. Nikki Bella.
Not saying that the competition that you face wasn't good enough is not saying like you're diminishing somebody's accomplishments. Right? Like if somebody wins an NBA championship or NFL championship, you're like, well, they went against this team. It doesn't matter. That person is still who they have to face. Period.
I like that. The movie about Paige was better than Paige title run. I agree with that. The movie was awesome. Jason Kidd,
come on, my guy. Oh,
hey, Desmond Thompson. I like the logo there. Pretty dope logo there. He won the gold awful title. Listen, let's get in real fast. What do we think is going to happen tonight on the Monday Night Raw? Big guy. Raw is tonight. I got the Hurt Business show on because see, I cared about the Hurt Business because
you know what? Take the shit off. Take the shit off. Not on air, but take the shit off because you know what?
Well, not on air. I got a bigger loser challenge coming up here. My wife said, "Show my fat." My wife said, "Show my man boobs." Y'all can follow me as I lose them. Right?
Get the views up. That's fine. Get the views up. Get the views up. Get the. God. I'm forgetting.
The biggest loser challenge is coming. I'm not afraid. Come and lose these man boobs.
Oh God!
I'm gonna get him, Oof.
Listen,
I'm gonna get him.
I said take the shirt off. Because you know what, I have officially given up on the new implements of the Hurt Business. I finally conceded.
I'm all cold, but lips get Listen,
I have finally given up on new members of the Hurt Business. So maybe if I don't pay it any attention or I don't care about it anymore, maybe they'll actually do something to surprise me with the Hurt Business. We have a contract signing tonight with them too. We all know how contract signings go. So
somebody will get through a table.
Boring. We saw 2 weeks ago, Matt Riddle did an RKO. Then Orton last week proceeded to do Riddle's finisher. So more so important, like I am just interested in the development between those two. I'm more intrigued in what Alexa Bliss has to do than the WWE title picture. I'm tired of it. I'm sorry. It's putting me to freaking
It is.
sleep.
Raw is the boringest show on wrestling, and I never thought I would say anything like that in my life. Shout out to Jeff, who does the review show for Raw here on the Unpopular Review. He said, "Yo, can you watch it? Can you go to the show with me tonight?" I said, "Bro, shit, I might be asleep, bro," and I can't commit to that. To be honest, but I'm glad Desmond brought up something because I wanted to bring it up earlier. And that when I told you that before, and it was hinted when you saw the Street Profits with MVP, right? And I do think it's time where if you're going to release all those people, fuck the Raw and SmackDown shows. They got to start interacting again. And I thought the Street Profits on Friday was the best I had seen them.
I did not see that.
That was the best I had seen them in quite some time. You know, I'm a big fan for Angelo, but I'm starting to love Montez more and more. The way that he took this
switched around.
No, I told you I was a big no. I'm a fan of Angelo,
but for the general consensus of the intelligent wrestling fan, most people go after the guy with the mic skills first. Well, and then you'll go after, the guy with the mic skills.
I think Angelo has better mic skills.
What? Come on,
I think Angelo has better mics.
I promise you, every time they come on, I can guarantee you, I know exactly what he's going to say, fam. Come on, fam.
Listen, but my point is, it was dope before they got smacked down by fucking Otis. It was dope. Everything about
he smacked the dog shit out of Montez.
And the fact that I get him even smacking him, I get that. But the fact that he stood there like, no, you just say I'm gonna get you, fam, and y'all was talking real greasy. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Jason Campbell. He said he currently lost 150 pounds. He still need more. Hey, that's great. That's great. Talk this man right here into it. He's gotta get. Come on, talk to him. How at him?
I'm gonna get the belt around the waist without the extender. Okay, I'm gonna get the belt around the waist without the extender. But no need to talk about Raw tonight. We're gonna watch it and shit on it online. So I will talk about this before we got out of here, and that is the bullshit that took place last night. And you had earlier in the day, this man beat the Big Show. You think this guy, Paul, whichever one he was, has a chance?
Logan
has a chance. And then last night we get into a little argument because listen, I'll be real with you. When it comes to Michael Jordan, I don't hear shit else. When it comes to Chicago Cubs, I don't hear shit else. When it came to Derrick Rose getting hurt and all that bullshit talking about him, I didn't want to hear it. When it comes to Floyd, I don't be wanting to hear it. But I have to be honest. And I like how my wife put it. I like how Kurt B. Cappin put it. And because I said, damn, he's making Conor McGregor look better than he did. And it's like, this man didn't even try to fight this dude last night. So for everybody who thought that Floyd didn't try. You know, this dude had a chance against Floyd. Floyd didn't even try. Okay, and second, I do not subscribe to those who hate Floyd Mayweather, but I read this thing online that said, how many times this man had to make fun of wrestling? I mean, make fun of wrestling shit, right? Make fun of boxing before y'all realize. And I got to say something. The none that say, well, boxing's now becoming wrestling. Everything has been wrestling. UFC would not be UFC without the world of professional wrestling. Boxing would not be where it is without the world of professional wrestling because they all follow the same moniker. The NBA is wrestling. Hip-hop today, which is why I don't like hip-hop today, is professional wrestling. I grew up with real thugs and killers. Y'all motherfuckers grew up with real fake ass, you know what I'm saying, living these fantasy rappers. That's the difference. Everything's about wrestling nowadays. So to end my
they mock WWE or WWF is what they say. Yeah. Oh, this is some WWF shit, but you're doing it. You understand that the premise is to sell records. So the premise for the WWE is to sell tickets, to sell merchandise. You're doing the exact same thing of the company that you are downing. But they don't realize that. But you know what? Soulja Boy actually came forward and said, you know, somebody asked him about the Randy Orton thing, and he said, no, he loves wrestling. He understands what wrestling is about. He still watches it today. And he was having some fun, but when Randy poked back at him, as a rapper, as one of the most ego-driven professions in the world, you have to defend yourself. If you tell me there's a rapper who had a beef and he'd be like, all right, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. He's going to come off as the biggest bitch in the world. He's not going to sell any records.
Hold on, Drake, the artist of the decade, did. Drake said, I'm not going to come back. Yeah, Drake said, I'm not going to come back.
On who?
That Kanye shit.
Think about it. Think about who we talk about here. Like, he's not coming at a rapper.
Okay.
Like Pusha T or Meek Mill. He wasn't doing that. He came, you know, that's a worldwide now.
But whole different subject, whole different network, whole different time. But I agree with you there, Cammy. I thought he embarrassed boxing last night as well. And I'm a big Money Mayweather fan. I believe in paying for three things in this world. That's John Jones, that's Floyd Mayweather fights. You know, those are things I support in this where I'm a consumer. Desmond asked a question.
Can we talk? Yes, can we talk about that, please?
That question, about
I think the one person and the one person
I'll bring it back up to
is Edge. Edge needs his get back. He needs his actual one-on-one. I think that if this rumor of Cena coming back, which we all think that it's actually true.
I don't think he's coming back to wrestle. I think he's coming back to promote the movie. That's just me.
Probably, but I think that he misses wrestling. I think that he misses wrestling, and the match with Bray Wyatt can't be his bow out song. Like I don't think that is his way that he chooses to go out. Like I think that he would want to pass the torch, so to speak, or give his hand-picked opponent to pass the torch on to. So I think that we still get Cena in some sort of capacity, but as of right now, the only person that can give you that from a fan's perspective, from a face perspective, is Edge, and it makes perfect sense. But if we're going to get this Rock versus Roman, we can get the belt off of Roman.
We're a year from that,
and get it. I believe. We're a year from that, but we can get the belt off of Roman for a while. Have him disappear. He doesn't have to disappear, but just. How long are we going to keep seeing this? Like, he has to keep unfolding layers. So how many more pieces of the onion does he have to peel?
Are you calling him a Shrek? He's a Shrek?
No, I was thinking like a blooming onion. You know,
like a blooming onion. But she said you had to peel her layers back like an onion. That was Shrek. That's why I got kids. You got a son now. I know these movies now.
No, listen, my son, he loves Boss Baby and Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Yeah, that's his shit. You don't get to know him. But I'm going to go back to Raw real fast before we got out of here, because there was this big talk I want to talk about, and I thought I had to. I know I have. I didn't put it up. I'm going to try to find it up real fast when I got out of here. And that is, we talked about last week, and I said, could there be a rumor, or the word I was hearing was they were clearing up cap space to get Brock Lesnar on the program. Then Raw because somehow someone fucked around and put him on the roster as listed as a Raw fighter. So then SummerSlam is coming. We know SummerSlam is going to be in Vegas. It's on a Saturday night. Cannot wait. Wrestling pay-per-views should always be on Saturday nights. They were better than me as a kid growing up on Saturdays. I tell you, it was better back in that day. Plus, we got In Your House this week on Sunday for NXT. That takes place. It was pretty badass being into NXT, watching the return of Adam Cole, baby, last week. But I do think that McIntyre has no chance. I've been waiting for Lashley versus Brock Lesnar. I've said it for a decade. They're the same wrestler. They're the same person. One was just white and one was just black. And the company loved the white guy, one loved the black guy. But then to be fair, I still think Brock Lesnar has more personality than Bobby Lashley. But in the ring, I think they're equal. I think they're equal in size and everything else.
If this happens, one, there's so many things that need to line up for this, and it has to happen quickly. This can't be
No, I don't want Jimmy versus Jay in a Hell in a Cell at all.
Clearly Jay's the better wrestler. But the thing that has to happen quickly for Brock to
good pick there. I don't know about that. Earl Spence and Pacquiao.
SummerSlam over that bullshit.
Yeah, I would because it's Pacquiao fighting Earl Spence. Earl Spence is a bitch, and he should have went and fought the best pound for pound fight in the world, and that's Terrence Bud motherfucking Crawford. But go ahead with your soliloquy before we got out of here, brother. I'm sorry, I cut you off. In
order for this Brock and Lashley match to happen, something very quickly has to happen, and Paul has to set himself aside from Roman, and it has to happen quickly so you can plant the seeds for it to happen. We cannot get a Brock Lesnar with no mouthpiece.
No, we can't.
That's the last thing that we want to have. We get that when he.
But how does that start off though? I can see it starting off where Paul, what are you doing? You were you're this dude's lacking.
Roman has to banish him.
Yeah,
from the bloodline circle. He has to banish him. So it has to start there, and he has to somehow get in the good graces of Brock because he's still under this persona that he needs a job to work up to his contract. Well, it's not a persona, it's the fucking fact. He was getting paid $1 million to sit in the back, and they said, "No, you're gonna do something on the screen." So
it's better than paying the guy that Bret Hart had zero talent in Bill Goldberg. Yo, he said Goldberg had zero talent. Yo, that's fucking.
But who gets over with kids more, Bret or Goldberg?
Goldberg. Why? It's the same thing I've always said to you before. It's what these kids look up to. They're big. They're larger than life is what wrestling has been and what made it the forefront of the. There's a difference. Wrestling was fine, right? It was where it was. It had its own lane. It was doing very well. And then Vince had an idea to make it bigger. And that's where the layers changed in professional wrestling, right? Because it went from being professional wrestling to wrestling entertainment. Because then Vince was trying to appease everybody and get everybody's eyes on it. And it changed and it got out of hand and got out of control. But pro wrestling had a lane it stayed in, which still was the lane, which that lane still was and always has been, always will be, wrestling its storyline. So it's a lot of storylines in this one.
Somebody said Paul managed Brock and Punk at the same time. To my memory, I don't think that he did.
No,
it was one over the other. He screwed one to side with the other.
Yeah, that's what he did. He did. It
wasn't at the same time.
No, hold on. Hold on. The executive consultant, who I'm going to bring on for be out of here, is shaking his head vehemently. Yes. Executive consultant, formerly known as the head of the table. Your take?
No, and just a quick reference. If you go back to WrestleMania 29, when Brock Lesnar fought Triple H and CM Punk fought The Undertaker, Paul Heyman came out with both gentlemen that night. So that's just a quick reference.
Up until that point, was he still the mouthpiece for both of them? I guess
he was the mouthpiece. He was the mouthpiece for both of them. He later ended up screwing over Punk that very same year, a couple months later, for Brock Lesnar, but there was a period of time.
At Money in the Bank in Philadelphia, which I was there, which, by the way, that's where the chant originally started with John Cena sucks, because it started in Delaware and then moved this way to Philly, and then the world took it. That's where it started at, people. John Cena sucks. And it made my son really mad. My son was really, really mad that I was screaming at, and he was like, Dad, you put the cheer for John Cena with me. I said, okay, I'm sorry. Let's go, Cena. And that's when a former friend named Bryce's wife got mad because we had a sign that said if Mark Henry don't win, we riot. It had literally just happened like right around all the stuff with Trayvon Martin. So people thought it was he had to earn. He had to earn. He had to earn. Look at that. Look at the executive consultant coming here.
I don't get corrected very much, very often. So shout out to y'all for fact checking me. I usually know wrestling shit, but this is, and I actually should know this because I actually love this CM Punk and Undertaker match. I thought it was very underrated.
I think it was a little overrated for my personal taste, but that's just my personal opinion on that. But I usually do fact check. That's why I'm the real head of the table.
I'm sorry. What did you say?
Oh, you took it shit. No. Oh, you took it down. You took it down. You are not the head of the table. You are on the side of the table now. You're on the side of the table now.
As long as he don't come under the table like Biggie did from Caleb Braxton a couple weeks ago. But listen, with that being said, we're going to get up out of here, yo. Make sure you follow the Z is Silent podcast on and Facebook page. Please go follow that gaming to a new level. We are trying to, we are here about branding.
We
ain't about branding.
building.
Brand building is the terminology. People, listen, my name is Mike Knoxxx. Straight, you know that. Listen, do not wake up tomorrow morning and say to yourself, I love me some me and don't love God. That's crazy. And know that Charlotte Flair is the greatest women's wrestler of all the time.
Everybody's got a price. Everybody's gonna pay. But the $1 million man always gets his way. $1 million man.
Yeah. It's like the illest posse cut right here, man. Sean Watts on the track. Zeus, Don One, Rude Boy, Quill, The Gift, and yours truly, Fred Knoxxx. I'm 1 in a million with $1 million flow. Fred DiBiase got the power in it though. If it's a problem, let me know, or I suggest you let it go. Cause it ain't worth the problems that be knocking at your door, homie. Please don't make me hurt you. Disrespect the boss, ain't